the Mosin... Oh, wait. 3-line rifle? Okay. Don't worry, same. Yes, my friends, after enough petitioning, after enough visits to the Wishgranter, Wavy has been gifted the venerable Mosin-Nagant here in Stalker 2. Thanks, GSC. Thank you, finally. The introduction of said rifle harkens us back to the days where Wavy had the incredibly brilliant idea to play Anomaly with nothing but a Mosin-Nagant, thus spawning a slew of other videos since. And now with the answer to my prayers, there's an obvious question we now need to ask ourselves. Can we beat Stalker 2 with a Mosin? Now, okay, before I have half of these comments going, well, duh, Wavy, of course you can, it's so easy, you're an idiot, alright? Relax for a second, and let me go have my fun, okay? Yeah, fun, right. So, our game begins, of course, with an entire cutscene I can't skip. But once we are in, the beginning affords us no capability to do anything but use our legs. But don't worry, folks, legs themselves are sometimes the answer to your problems in Stalker. Once we arrive in the real game, you guessed it, our first task is to acquire a weapon for me to shoot bullets with. Now, I have not played Stalker 2 with the new guns, so who knows what trader has what. But luckily, Hamster, the trader in the Zalissa, actually had one. Good. Only issue, I don't have the monies for said rifle and any additional bullets. Only rifle. So, here's my Mosin. And my 5 bullets, yay! We talked to a couple bozos, nearly fell asleep in the poppy field, murdered this guy, then kicked down Hamster's door to go buy my first set of bullets. Beautiful stuff right there. As a celebration for bullet acquisition, I ran off to fight some bandits and taste the Mosin gunfighting. And let me tell you, this is gonna be a bit painful. So right now we learned that this is now a headshot only challenge, or if I want to kill my enemies, I have to get headshots. We also have a bolt action rifle that reloads individual rounds, so I can only do so much so fast. Still, it's pretty satisfying though. Back in our main mission, I had to talk to this stupid bastard who sent me off to a cave where a bloodsucker beat my ass. Learning now that this .308 caliber rifle might as well shoot pillows when it comes to fighting bloodsuckers, so I ran. We got what we needed and returned to Richter, who sent us to our technically first underground level of the game. I was greeted by rats and then ward soldiers in my effort to find Solder. After a little roughhousing, he gave us the info we needed, so I had to fight my way out of the sphere. And even though the Mosin is still pretty strong, it does have some obvious drawbacks. The one being, of course, me not bringing enough bullets and subsequently dying as I tried desperately to run away. I did eventually find my way out after getting humiliated by this man's juke, bought all the bullets I could, upgraded my rifle a bit, and then headed north to meet up with the Spark Junkies. They sent me to the lab where the Stalker 2 hit scan turned me into mincemeat, then the bloodsuckers beat my ass silly. I had to use my incredible jukes to get the thing I need and get out of here, so I can meet up with our main man, Scar. Don't worry, we'll catch up with him later. Back to the Spark base with our information. A new underground level to find, I think, the last emitter, and then back to Richter so he can tell me about the beauty of the zone or some shit. For his insolence towards the Monolith, I fed him some bolts, and then did a clean 360 jump to my death off the crane. I got sent to another place to find another thing. Leave me alone, I wasn't reading all the text. And met up with this stupid bandit. The bandits have, as per usual, pissed me off for no reason, so I exterminated them. And this effort got me something from a dead stalker, but that was exactly what we needed. After a cutscene with the ward, we get a cutscene with Scar. And this was the point here in our playthrough I made the decision to side with Scar here. We have not had his ending yet, so I was curious, and this would prove to be a mistake. Done with his scar, we head out to almost get killed by boars on our way to see our former Monolith brothers. Our best buddy Strider is out here playing with another emitter, so we help him with that. And our reward is a trip off the island to help more Monolith. Oh, wait, I mean Noontide. Deal with this. Yep, a controller. This punk bastard apparently got new moves, and genuinely, this thing is dangerous as hell. I had to use a couple side block for this fight and kill so many zombies, it was just a mess. And after I was done here, Mercs wanted to come pick a fight. It's too bad for them that I was pissed. My gift for this work was a cutscene where Noontide has a fracture in the faction, and of course our first adventure afterwards is doing something about those rogue soldiers who have gone off and decided to rebuild the Monolith. My heart could not take the pain of killing my Monolith brothers, so I went to go pick some flowers out in the poppy field before spying a stalker needing some help here on the map. I made the decision to shoot this guy for no good reason and then run to go find Trapper. You guys are having trouble keeping up with me, don't worry, I am also having trouble keeping up with myself. Why did we go shoot a random stalker who gave us a side quest? I don't know. My mind is an enigma. Anyway, yes, I did actually sit here and try to deal with the stupid stag mutant, trying desperately to cheese it by sitting on a ledge here, but falling off multiple times. But my perseverance paid dividends. This brings us to my good man Nimble to get information about the old Clear Sky base. The job was obviously to get killed by a controller, but also to turn off these doohickeys and carry way too much stuff back to base. Next, we met with Strider and Scar, who informed me of our nefarious plan to infiltrate the fancy-ass facility where the Lord is protecting the actual Monolith. Like the real Wishgranter. Too bad that bitch is used up from me spamming "Where me Mosin," but it's cool, I'll help these guys out. There's also a part where we fight like endless ward soldiers in the Wishgranter area, and I went to my usual cheese spot, but they started spawning soldiers from the door behind me. Yeah, GSC staying one step ahead, a little old wavy. We saw Professor Herman, saved his ass, and told this corpo rat to get bent. And the ensuing battle on the way out was no biggie, even though I was apparently carrying too much stuff again. And on the outside, all hell broke loose. The former Noontide are now once again true Monolith soldiers. So game over, we saved the zone. Ha ha ha! Kidding. Yeah, Monolith are out wreaking havoc because of our experiment with the Wishgranter, and one place I actually wanted to go back to here was the Zalissa. All previous playthroughs, the mission here to help was broke. Either had to do some ass-backwards hack, or just let the place go. But this time, I did everything I could to help, and it basically ended up with me spending the next 45 minutes killing a nearly infinite amount of Monolith soldiers. The ammo situation was looking pretty, bad. So it was off to go fetch as many bullets as I could. Once that was done, we returned to the old Noontide base to kill a bloodsucker for real. No cheesing, just raw, unadulterated Mosin. And all of this to fetch the emitter device. Afterwards, it was back to the sphere to fight the real Monolith. And we started to get a taste of what the late game combat was going to be like. Basically, we get chewed to bits and pieces, have to hit these guys in the face the whole time. Oh, and there's tons of them. I promised you guys crash outs.
I wanted to quick save. I wanted to quick save so bad because I fucking knew right away. I knew exactly what was gonna fucking happen right there. I saw it coming, I knew it was gonna happen, and it happened. And I couldn't get my fucking quick save for whatever fucking reason, I don't know.
But that won't be the worst part, don't worry, we'll get to that later. After Scar tells us a story, we're off the new lab to meet a Bureau, install this emitter device, and murder some ward soldiers. But then it's back to Scar to assault the radar, of all things, and attempt to kill Faust. It's too bad Faust isn't real, or at least this one here isn't. Which sets us down a new path to uncover many new secrets of the zone. Our first stop is to the STS Malachite, where I find out about AP rounds, but that is overshadowed by my acquiring of the Falcon suit. The new suit gives me unfounded confidence to stroll into the next facility, which houses a bastard of a controller, and oh yes, a chimera. Now I know probably all of you would enjoy seeing me attempt to kill this stupid thing, and while I did give it a moment of time before of course falling to my death, upon the load, that stupid thing did not care about me, and I'm not interested in tempting fate, so I left. Boo-hoo! After Richter tells us that he's a guide but doesn't guide anymore, we had Duty kill a cat for us, so we could get absolutely sloshed with this doctor via his homemade vodka. He makes us drunk chase an artifact, and then tells us we need to go find his assistant to get a key card. He is gonna help us figure out how to defeat Faust because it was his work that created him. And after this punk points a gun at me, I steal his suit and go into the Agroprom Underground, my favorite. Once I murdered some snorks, I found my way back to the doctor who gave us the schematics for a device to help us. Now, we get to assault, the duga radar again. Remember earlier when I mentioned the taste of late game combat? Well, yeah, now we're starting to see it. A lot of the Monolith here have really heavy suits, and yeah, the Mosin now takes 2 headshots to kill people. Yeah. Big rifle, big bullet, 2 bullets in face to kill, fuck me. We also get sidetracked trying to do a stash that was guarded by a bureau and like 5,000 guns. Just watch my health get instantly evaporated. Yeah, this was real smart. And back to our mission, where our best tool, my legs, were making an appearance right before our big break, before the big fight. Yes, now we get to fight Faust. And he is genuinely the biggest fuck I have ever met in my life. I mean, I know all sorts of people have their opinions about this stupid fight. Some of the mechanics just really pissed me off here. So we get into the second phase of this fight almost immediately, and of course I'm bleeding when it starts, but this is where it all just goes to shit. He is a bastard. He has multiple copies of himself, throws grenades, has a controller attack, and the thing I need to damage to beat him is on his hip. I got creamed over and over because I can't kill the copies and then damage his thing. I also get eradicated every time I leave cover. So yeah, I had a brilliant idea to try to stay behind cover. But then he had the same idea, so I couldn't do anything. Oh my god. This was pissing me off so much. I gave it a genuine honest go for a good while, but I was just losing my marbles.
This is so fucking stupid!
So I did the one thing I didn't want to do. I turned the difficulty down. And then I beat it first try. I mean, what an absolute... Okay, you know what? I literally had a gigantic crash out during this fight, so I'm not gonna let it get me again, okay? Following this fight, I realized we were not trying as hard as we could, or at least, I wasn't allowing myself to equip as best as I could. Oh yeah, double Mosin time. Except the new Mosin has an extra damage upgrade. Side effect though, it has to use better ammo. Doesn't matter, we have to do this. We will be fucked if we don't. Because immediately following Faust is a fight at the scientist base against the ward. And they all have exoskeletons. You know, the armor I have to shoot in the face twice to kill? Yeah, at least the extra damage Mosin doesn't have that same result. Yet. My new Mosin did make its mark against these bastards, so much so that they actually chased me out of the facility. Ridiculous. But I eventually made it out clean by going through the old school brain scorcher. Now it was time to find an old friend who would point me to an old friend. Yes, the doctor. He is going to help us find Straylock. But first, I need to find a Monolith device to see if we can help my good man Strider. Here in this facility, I usually stealth this whole thing because you get extra money for it. But the game decided to have two Monolith guys fight each other. So I failed that portion of the mission. Oh well, now everybody dies. And all that work was for nothing anyway, even better. That brings us to Sidorovich, who is going to help us get into a lab where we might be able to find some info about Straylock. First, we have to meet up with a stalker named Dark who was hiding from some mercs that I instantly started shooting at. But Dark says he'll help us because I apparently need him to be able to get through the lab. Now, those that know, we're about to partake in quite the adventure. Yes, that is indeed the largest, strongest mutant in the game, the pseudo giant. And yes, I have to kill it. I was able to get some good quality cheese in before I inevitably fell and had to get up close and personal with the giant. And even with using explosive barrels for extra damage, this big boy took an afternoon to deal with. Luckily, I was able to stay light on my feet enough to be able to take him down in the first go, and thank goodness because this actually took like 10 freaking minutes. Dark is revealed to be a puppet of the Stalker program, and we finally get to meet Straylock. It's a shame I'm gonna have to kill you later. In another lab, we talked to Strider's ghost and shoveled off to get myself a nice endgame suit. They put this inside instead of outside now. Yes, the diamond exoskeleton, the strongest in the game, and don't worry, we upgrade it plenty. Now, a little heads up before we approach the endgame. There is a spot where you choose to side with the ward or continue down the path we're already going down. I decided not to side with the ward in that scene, and yes, I didn't unpause my OBS so I don't have that footage. I say this because as we get through Pripyat and begin our final descent, we will have a specific selection of boss fights. Now, I wasn't a fool, okay? I spent a long time and a lot of money getting a disgusting amount of bullets, but we are in a big pickle here. The boss fight for the ward is the Colonel. He has a shield that is very powerful. So first, I have to shoot him enough to drop the shield, and that takes like well over 50 regular Mosin rounds. Then he jumps to a platform to recharge, and we need to shoot him quickly enough in order to move to the next phase. Take a guess. Yeah, we can't do it. So I am actually serious here. I took out the Mosin with the AP rounds, the extra damage Mosin. We shot 5 rounds at him. We reloaded 2, shot those 2, and it was no good. Could I have maybe done it a touch faster and gotten a 3rd bullet in there? I don't know. I actually did try one more time and did reload the 3rd bullet, but it wasn't fast enough. It was already done recharging. Right here, we can't beat the game. But, of course, there is alternatives. We backtracked all the way and sided with the ward. This gave us a fight with Richter that was much easier. A little platforming, no big deal. Then on to the next one, a fight with Straylock. Genuinely, this offered no honest challenge. He's kinda easy to cheese to keep him from melting you, but this did take about 20 minutes. Still, first try, light work. That leaves Scar, and to be honest, he's even easier. It only took me like 2 damn minutes. From here, it's Monolith. But I learned plenty when doing this with a Makarov that I don't really need to fight everybody here. Plus, the guys with the shields actually eat AP rounds, so you know, that's nice. But just for you, my friends, Wavy demolished the Monolith Granite Squad with his silly little garbage rod, just so I could put a beautiful cap on this one right here. And so now we can answer the question, yes, we can beat Stalker 2 with the Mosin. And even if you already thought you could or whatever, okay, now you know for sure. I hope you enjoyed, my friends. This was quite the adventure. It took a long time to both record this and put it together. It was actually a lot of work. This really wasn't that easy. As much as you might think it is, it's not that easy. It took honest work. And boy oh boy does the Stalker 2 combat really piss me off when all I have is a fucking bolt action rifle to do everything with. In any case, my friends, I hope you enjoyed. Peace out, and I will catch you on the flip.